Welcome to Metal Up Your Bass, where I want to personally thank you for stopping in and watching. It's a big honor for me to have you here. It truly is. Thank you again. I appreciate it. But anyways, we're in Sylvania, Alabama. It's about 67 degrees. The sun's coming up over the trees, so I figure it's going to get warm here shortly. Not hot, but it's going to be a nice day. We've been having some beautiful weather here in Alabama. Last week we had lots of rain in the state, and some people got hurt during all that rain and flooding we had last week, and it was a really messy situation for people around Alabama. And think good thoughts for them people that were touched by that flood. So give them some love. Today is it's Sunday. It's about 68 degrees. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to think. I don't script these out. I just come right off the cuff with my intros. So, and if you please subscribe to my channel, watch some of the videos, like them, pepper that like button. When you subscribe, make sure you turn that notification bell. Turn it on so you get all the notifications from my videos. Cause lately I've been bringing more content to you, my channel, and I'm slowing things down so I can see things are progressing. So that's a good thing, and they're progressing good. What else can I say? I'm gonna start with Netbait big bopper again. You know, it's just the same thing as a zoom bait speedtail. It looks like a paddle tail with a notch cut out. But I'm gonna show you how to Texas rig it, and I'll show you how I fish it. You know, watch me, cause watch my rod tip. You just don't watch the angler. You watch his rod, what he does with his reel, and if you're a beginner, just watch the rod and reel and the line. Be a line watcher. Watch your line when it's out in the water. If you see your line moving left or right, forward, backwards, reel that slack in and set that hook. You want a good hook set. You want, and keep your line tight. No slack. Don't put no slack in your line. Don't put your rod down to take a picture. Get that fish in a manner, in a safe manner. But anyways, we're gonna I think I'm gonna cut this intro down right now, because I want to fish. I want to go fish. Whoa! Whoa! Looks like some people up on the lake this morning, huh? Look at that. Somebody walking behind me. Good morning. But anyways, we're at the lake. We're going to fish. Hopefully there's some big bass here. And I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good morning, a good week. I hope you had a good week. And stay tuned, because it seems like I'm getting some content, more content out. These last couple of days I've had a couple videos out, so that's a good thing. But anyways, let's have fun. It's Sunday morning. It's the weekend. It's the last day of the weekend, so let's have some fun with this. That's all fishing is. It's just fun. Oh, that's one thing I want to say. I see all these fishing videos, and these people that lose fish, they get down on the ground. They're almost throwing tantrums because they lost a fish. Keep your cool. Always keep your cool. Have confidence and keep your confidence. Keep your cool and keep your confidence. That's all fishing is about. Is just having fun, confidence, and it's just a great sport, you know, to enjoy for everybody. Everybody can enjoy fishing. You know, it's not just for a certain few. Like elite sports, you know, basketball, football. It those sports are great, but fishing is my passion. Fishing has probably saved my life. It gets me outside. It gets me walking. It gets me talking. It gets me to meet new people, see new people. It's just a great way to meet people. Well, like I said, this intro is running on and on, so I'm going to cut it short right now. And I appreciate you and your time. So, let's go fishing. Hi, this is the Netbait Big Bopper. Like I said, you know, it's just the same exact thing as a Zoom bait speedworm. You know, it's a paddle tail with a notch cut out. It's about 6 inches, maybe 7, maybe 6.5, something like that. But anyways, I'll show you how I Texas rig this. You know, it's easy, it's simple. You know, you got your hook, ready, you got your hook, your weight. This is a 3/0 extra wide gap hook. See how it bends? It's not a straight shank. I like these because they got a nice big bite, you know, and you get more hook per strike. You know, there's more hookup than a straight shank. I'm sorry, but I hate straight shank hooks. I just don't like them. The worm hooks, I don't like them. I like EWG, extra wide gap hooks. Pardon me. And that's what I use. I usually the hook size, I go by bait. So something like this, I'd use a 3/0. You know, it's not thick, so it's just the perfect size for a 6-inch bait, 5-inch bait. Now, if I go any bigger, say if I use a 7-inch Senko or a stick bait, I'll go up to a 5/0 hook. If I use the mag speedworms, the Zoom mag speedworm, excuse me, I'll go up to a 5/0 hook. Now, I used to use a 5/0 hook for everything, but I figured too much hook, you know, it can hinder a bait. It really can. It can hinder a bait's action. So here's how I rig this. You know, you got the weight above the hook. It's just a bullet weight. I buy them painted black, so that's why it's chipping. And here's how I rig it. You know, I take my worm, I bury it just like that, all the way up to the barb, or all the way up to the bend. Pull it. I tried to go maybe halfway up the bend. Pull it through just like that. Pull it all the way through. Push it up on that shank. You want it above the shank. So just like that. See, pull it out. That's what that step down on that shank is for, so it comes out of your bait a little better. And here's the trickiest part of the Texas rig. You know, people's like, well, how do I do this? Well, here's what I do. I take it and I kind of just give it a slight pull. No, not even a pull. I just straighten it out a bit. Find out where this is going to be on the worm itself. You know, so see where it's going to be right there. That's where I bury my hook. I don't bury it, actually. I just push it right on through. Push it right onto your bait. Oops, I just totally missed that bait. Bad info. Anyways, like I said, push it right on through. Push it right on through. And that's what it should look like when it's done. And I give it a little tug up here, straight it out. And I like to use maybe a 1/4 ounce for these, because I like to get that tail going. On the downfall, the tail, you know, when it's falling down in the water, say it's coming down in the water, and you want that tail to have some action. So that's why I use a little bit heavier weight. That's probably a 1/4 ounce, I would say. But anyways, that's a Texas rig, and I say, hey, let's go fish. And I forgot to mention the color I'm using. The color Big Bopper bait I'm using is Junebug. Now, Junebug has become one of my favorite confidence colors. I used to use just all watermelon exclusively, but now I use watermelon. You know, since moving down to Alabama, where there's a lot of dirtier water, so because I'm from Michigan, and a lot of our lakes and our rivers are they're crystal clear. So, you know, I can get away with using green pumpkins and watermelons all the time up in Michigan. Around down here, the water is, you know, you get some murky water, you get what they call tannic water, tantic, or whatever you call it, I forget. But anyways, you know, some water's murky, some water's dirty. It's just the way it is down here, you know. And so you want to experiment with colors, you know, black with blue flack, blue, electric blue. Oh, I thought I was getting a hit, but got a snag. This is what happens in fishing. It is what it is. So I probably lost this rig. You know, I'm honestly don't know what's down there. But anyways, she pulled free. Oh, maybe. Yeah, she pulled free. If you're interested in what kind of knot I use a uni knot. She's almost purple, that Junebug. My wife Allison would say, that's pretty. She ain't wrong. She wouldn't be wrong. Yeah, Junebug. Well, I was explaining about colors. You know, don't be afraid to buy different colors, try different colors, you know. I'm trying so many different colors down here in Alabama. It's cool and it's fun, you know. Oh yeah. The woods are noisy this morning around me. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Alabama. Just a beautiful day. I can just tell. We got a beautiful morning. Hopefully this ends up being a beautiful day. We had a gorgeous day yesterday, and it was just a beautiful day yesterday. And I had to stay home. Well, I got to go out yesterday morning, didn't I? Yeah. Got a couple bites yesterday, but didn't hook up with anything. You know, like I told you, be a line watcher. Watch your line. You know, I'm not getting bit right now, but if your line starts moving to the left or to the right, set that hook, you know. Cross that fish's eyes, you know. Let that fish know who's boss. You know. Let them know who's in control. Let them know who's got the reins. You got the reins. Whoa, almost stepped in the little hole there. I use on this reel, I got 17-pound fluorocarbon, Guggen Squad fluorocarbon. You know, it's just a nice all-around weight line. You know, I'm not making big casts. I'm making little casts. There's a pipe right here that comes for this old, I don't know, old hydrant or whatever the F it is. You know, it goes out there in the water and it provides a little cover. People going out in boats this morning. It's a nice boat, sir. You know, don't be afraid to make short casts either. You don't have to bomb these. You don't have to bomb your lure all the way as far as you can, you know, every time. You know, some short casts are good. I'll show you a short cast here. You know, let's go. You know, that's a short cast, you know, very short. You know, you don't go too far, you know. You don't want to get, you know, you just want to get down, and you don't want to make a big splash. You don't want to make a big entrance in the water. You want to try to quiet your entrance, you know. Because when you do stuff like this, that makes a big splash, you know. You make a big splash. You know, you try to keep that bait closer to the water and see, and you get a smaller splash and a quieter entry. A very quiet entry. You know, I watch some of these fishing shows on YouTube, and I hate to say this about anybody, but I'm not going to mention any names, but sometimes they make me cringe at the information they share, because I know it's wrong, and I just want to, you know, hey, take me fishing. You know, some of these guys, I could show them a thing or two about bass fishing, you know. You know, kudos to them for having channels and everything, and kudos to them for getting out and getting our sport's name out there in the world, you know. But just, you know, pay attention to what you say to people, you know, because people have a lasting impression, and you don't want them to be carrying around wrong information, passing bad information to other people, you know. You want people to learn the right way, the correct way to do things. Now, I heard that there's no rules to fishing. No, there's no rules, but there are exceptions. You know, there just is. I don't care who you are, you know, there's exceptions to fishing. You know, we got to make this fun for everybody. You know, if you don't want to use lures, you want to go get yourself some night crawlers, some minnows or whatever, you know, have at it. You know, I plan on going over to Leesburg, Alabama one of these days, and I want to get me a big bucket of big minnows and drift them down the river over there. There's one thing I miss about Michigan, that's drifting baits up and down a river, because that was fun and it was cool. You know, you catch smallmouth, walleye. One thing I do see these anglers get wrong is the difference between structure and cover. A lot of them get structure and cover wrong. Structure is things at the bottom of the lake, sandy, rocky, weedy, you know, grassy bottom of the lake, the contours. This is all structure here. Sandy bottom. It's probably all sandy and muddy out there. You know, mud is part of the cover, or not cover. Pardon me, I'm passing bad information now. The structure. You know, the structure of a pond is the dip, the bowls, the beds, the channels, you know. And cover would be the dock, would be cover. The trees in the water would be cover. Anything man-made thrown into a lake would be cover. Cement brick, Christmas trees, old tires, that's cover. That is not structure. Like, I don't know if you can see them down there, but them trees and that tree in the water down there with all the branches sticking out, cover. Trees with branches sticking out, cover. Sandy bottom, sloping down, cover. Or that, I'm doing it again. That's structure. The dock, that's cover. All right. So, you know, the bowl, the roadbed, the lake, the pond, the bottom of the pond, whether it be rocky, salty, muddy, sandy, that's your structure. How lake is created. And like I said, cover is anything that's moved into the water, the dock, the trees. But you know, weeds, that's cover too. That's not man-made. So, and yeah, like I was saying, weed line, that could be cover. You know, weeds grow up underwater and the fish can hide in it. Anything a fish can hide in, more than likely it will be cover. So that's one piece of bad information that I see a lot of these YouTube anglers give. I don't know if some of them don't know the difference themselves, or they've heard bad information themselves, but more than likely they heard bad information themselves, you know. Oh, what do I got here? Oh, hooked the side of that dock, didn't I? There we go. There we go. And you want all this stuff. You don't want to fish with this on your lure. Snot. Get all that snot off your lure, off your hook. Fish ain't gonna want to bite that. Man, what a beautiful morning it's turning out to be. I was afraid because I didn't bring a hoodie. I thought I was gonna freeze this morning because it was so cold this morning. It was 60 something when I left the house this morning. It feels like it's about 65, 66 now, so. So yeah. And after well fishing, you'll feel if you got, you know, grass on your line when you're retrieving, you know, you'll feel that. You can feel the difference. I don't know how, maybe a little extra added weight, but you'll know when you got grass on your, even minor snot like that. So where are all these fish at, man? One more cast and I think I'm gonna throw a lunker log. I haven't thrown a lunker log in a while. Or should I throw a chatterbait? No matter. I got, I gotta rig them both up anyhow, so I'll be back in 1 second. And here is a lunker log, a 5-inch lunker log. It's a stick bait. I'd rather have the eye inside of the bait, but I didn't rig it that way. All you got to do on these, cast it out, let it sink, let it work its magic, because it'll work. It shimmies down like this. Just it wiggles down. Just let that bait work its magic, cast it out, let it sink, bring it up, let it sink. Now there are many ways you could fish a stick bait. You can put a weight above it, you can Carolina rig it. Obviously this is a Texas rig. You can Texas rig it, you can wacky rig it, Ned rig it. It's a versatile bait. And it's a great bait. See, like I said, you just set it out there. And this is one lure that you gotta be a line watcher on, Watch your line. If you see it start moving to the left or to the right, if it starts going away from you, or starts coming towards you, reel in that slack and set the hook. That's all you got to do. I like giving this a little action, so I bump bump with my rod tip, bump bump, and let it settle back down. And I'll let it sit on the ground of the lake for a few moments, No time. I just, however I think long, You'll get that feeling too, once you fish this bait a few times, you'll be like, aha. Flying bait. Backlash. One thing you want to do when you're fishing this. It's not get backlash. Okay. That's one thing not to do. Okay, here's another thing. I like to keep a lot of that slack out of the line as much as possible. Try to keep as much tension on the line as you can. It ain't gonna be much because it's a slack lure, because it falls on slack line. But try to take some of that, a little bit of that slack out, because you want to be able to detect a strike. If you get a light bite, if you get a light bite, you want to feel it. You want to feel that tick tick on your line. So you pick it up and you lose that slack, but as soon as it goes down, you're picking up slack. Or not picking it up, but you're making slack. So wait a second. Turn this up one more. My spool tension. There we go. Not fire at all, but hey, no backlash. This is kind of a boring bait to use. But it produces results. Just the action on it, It's a producer for sure. All stick baits are just awesome, I think. I may move from out of this little cove. may move down the lake further. I don't know if there's fish here, if they're back there, over there. If you can't see your line, keep your finger on the line. You know, keep that finger on your line, and you can, if you're using good line, got a halfway decent rod, you don't even have to have it, you know, $100, $200, $300 rod. Just have a good rod. Any rod is good. So a $5 job you got at a yard sale, if it does a trick, it does a trick, and that's good. That's a good rod and reel. They say a used part is a proven part, which is true. I digress. Well, anyway, well, no, I don't. Like this rod here. I got this rod for like 30 bucks at Walmart. I mean, not the reel, but the rod. This is a Lew's rod. Lew. This is the only thing Lew I have from Lew's. I don't have any Lew's reels. This is the only Lew's product I have, so. And I have yet to catch a fish on this rod, so. But its performance so far is just, it's outstanding. This is a 6 inch. Pardon me. This is a 6 foot 10 inch rod. It's, I believe, medium heavy. Nope, this is just a medium. That's pretty cool. I like this rod. It's good for Senkos. Or stick type baits, excuse me. Okay, I fished this as long as I care to. That wasn't very long, was it? No. Okay, I'm gonna try to find a white, not spinnerbait, but a white chatterbait and a white trailer. So I'll be back in a few moments. And here's a chatterbait, a bladed jig, if you will. It's got the blade, the skirt. It's just like, you know, just like a skirted jig with the blade on it. Then I put a paddle tail grub on it, and I put the boot down on the paddle tail. So, oh, excuse me, this is white and chartreuse, my bad. So let's go fish. You know, when you're fishing this, you want to feel that vibration, that blade wobbling back and forth. I'm only gonna make a few casts here with this, unless things pick up. I like to do that, lift up my rod to get that blades moving, and it's just, you just throw it out there and you bring it back. You know, where you retrieve, you can, well, I got something on it. I thought I had a leaf or something stuck on there, some grass. But anyhow, you just want to throw it out. This is one you don't want to let sit. Although you could fish it like a jig. You certainly can fish these like jigs. Lift up, let drop. Lift up, let drop. Lift up, let drop. Lift up, let drop. You know, this is another good bait too, you know. Of course, I think all the baits are good. It's almost time to move down the lake, so we're gonna move down the lake. I've been here for a little while. We've been chit-chatting. We've been having a good time fishing this morning. Looking for these big-mouth bass. I call them Karens. Looking for these big-mouth Karens. Roll raggins. Okay, I'm done here. Let's move on down to the lake a little. Let's move on down the lake a little. So I'll catch you at a different fishing spot. Peace. Hey. I'm back at a different spot on the lake. I've never been to this spot here. But it sure is pretty, man. It's tucked away back into some pines. So let's give a first cast. Oh, I wanted to show you something. Which reminds me, I wanted to show you something. I'm using a 7-inch Mondo worm now. 7 1/4 Mondo worm. Guggen's Mondo worm. I couldn't tell you the color because when I bought it at Dunham's, they covered the color code up. So I don't know what color it is. Sorry. Where you at, baby? I want me a big mouth Karen. Big mouth, bucket mouth Karen. I'm walking here. I'm gonna step on no copperhead, no rattlesnake. Oh, ornery bastards anyhow. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Let's give it a cast before we get up there, huh? Oh, I got him. I got him. Oh, just a little feller. Look at that. Just a little guy. You're just a little fella. Look at that. The hook came right out. Alright, you're nice and warm still. Put you back nice and neat. I'm gonna throw you on these rocks here. There you go, baby. There you go, baby. And you left me with my worm, so that is totally cool. Hey. Look at here, look at here. We're at a different spot. So here we are. And I have no idea what that is out in the woods. I don't know if that's kids or if they're dogs or what. But I fished this the other day and I almost fell down right here. I didn't see it slope down. Man, I almost lost it right there. You know, I just make sure I cast that first. Make sure there's nothing hanging around the bank here. Talk about. What do you want to talk about? You know, just type it in the comments. You know, we can chit chat. If you want my email, you know, I'll give you my email. You know, we could start, you know, talking through emails or whatever. I love talking fishing, so. Love to talk fishing. Whoa. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 9-pounder in here, 8-pounder. But I wouldn't know. I just go by the pictures I seen at the wall up at the main building there. Some nice pictures up there at the main building. Meet Steve, he's a pretty cool guy. The guy you got to buy your fishing permit from. Oh, I thought I was getting a bite. I'm gonna move on down the lake. There's a couple more spots I can fish, so I'll fish there and I'll catch you there at the next spot. Well, I'm at the last spot where I'm gonna fish, and I'm gonna fish it with that 7 1/4-inch mondo worm. It's just a few casts here, then I'm gone, because there ain't really much water to cover in this little corner, this little cove corner thing. So I'm gonna fish it, then I'm gonna head to Rainsville. Man, excuse this terrible lighting, please. It's just horrible. It's just horrible lighting. I'm sorry. Maybe that's better, huh? But anyways, I'm gonna head to Rainsville. We'll do a little fishing at that small pond, and then possibly I'll go out to the reservoir in Fort Payne. See the slating, it just keeps on. Oh, I want a better camera. But anyhow, let's go fish and try to catch one more bass. I hope there's some bigger bass here. I hope there's any bass here, actually. So I'm getting skunked all the time. Well, I caught that little dink back there, but I want something big, and I want something I can brag about. Yes. We all do, don't we? Alrighty, so let's go fish, huh? What's your favorite bait company? Huh? Mine is Guggen Squad Baits. Guggen Baits. I feel they're the best mid-priced baits you could buy. They're not too expensive and they're not so cheap, so they're just priced well. They're just priced well, and they produce. Somebody got themselves a new kayak. Nice, very nice, awesome. Most exclusively I use Netbait, Zoom bait, and the most often is Guggen Bait. So those are the three I like using the most. But there ain't a bait I won't use. So, you know, like, if it catches my eye, I'll buy some and use them. Heck yeah. Right on. Alright, the next cast will be my last cast. I'm gonna head to... See, what I'm going to try now is this swim bait, this little bluegill colored swim bait. That's what I'm going to try now. So that wasn't a bad cast. Now here's my outro. I only caught one fish today. It was a small fish, but it was a fish, so I didn't get skunked. So there's that. And here's that small pond again. You know, I've only caught one fish out of here, so I think I'm done till this evening. I'm gonna go home and see Allison, spend time with my wife and my puppies, have a good, maybe a lazy Sunday. Then maybe we'll hit it again this evening. Maybe I can get Allison to come and work the cameras for me. So peace out. I love you. Keep on coming back, and subscribe, like my videos, comment on them. It helps other people to find my channel when you like, and especially when you hit that notification button, that bell. Turn it black with the little rings around it. And excuse me, something caught my eye over there. Make that notification bell ring, and I'll see you on the next round. Hopefully it's tonight, this evening.